Test number 4. Connect the following letters to form a word. ص ب and ياء. صاد باء and ياء. Now, one note is that we have ha and we have sa. Now ha at the beginning like that, at the middle is like that, at the end like that. Sad, beginning, middle, end. One thing about ha is that ha can be written like this or closed like this. And then in the middle, we can just write it like this. At the end, it can be closed, but if it's alone, we can write it like this. So, either مفتوحة, open, or closed, like this. We close it. Now, the confusion may happen in the following situation. Let's say I want to write ha, and then I want to write sa. For the one who's not yet proficient in writing, they may confuse ha with sa. Now, it's clear that they're different. Sometimes ha is written like that. It's more like this. It's like ha, but you close it. And sad, some people write it like this. There are too many different ways people write, although it's not necessarily correct. But people may not be able to control how they write the sad and the ha, and they make them look alike. And I see a lot of students, they cannot distinguish in writing between these two letters. So the most important thing to know is that ha has a pointy edge. Whether you write it like this, like this, like this, it has to be pointy. Sad is round. And even if you, in case you did it somehow pointy, sad has always has to have a spike. This spike what make sad in writing different than ha. So you have to show the spike in order to make it clear sa. Now when it comes at the end, let's say I'm gonna write hus. Hus يعني appeed. So sometimes it's a seed too. Hus. This is ha, and this is sa. When you write sa at the end, this is the spike here. You don't need to add one extra. Like I've seen somebody say sa. No, that's wrong. Sa, this is the spike. Ha, no spike. When you connect it, it's like this. And if it's connected and closed, it's like this. Sad always has spike. When it's at the end, this is the spike. So, حصة, حصة. This is the ha, this is the sa. Let me color it so you know where the sad starts and where it ends. This is the sad. I hope this makes it clear. Sabi. Sabi means a boy. Suwar, or it can be read Sur. Sur is a city in the South Lebanon, in the southern of Lebanon. So since we don't have harakat, you can't tell which one is which. So let's add harakat. Suwar. Now it's pictures. And this is, by the way, the importance of harakat comes into play when we have words that have the same letters but different harakat. In this case, we have to write the harakat to show which one is which. So in order to make sure this is suwar, not sur, we have to add harakat. Now sometimes from the sentence you can tell which one is which. Like if I say, I took pictures yesterday. أخذت صورا أو التقطت صور البارحة. Yesterday. امبارح صورت صور. So of course if you write it, when you say I took pictures, it's not gonna mean the city. It's gonna mean the pictures. صاد واو راء. بصيص ب ص يا ص. Again, let me color it so it looks clear. بصيص, the صاد, this is the ya. معصرة, معصرة. Now, ميم عين صاد راء تاء مربوطة. Also, the meme at the beginning, it can be written. We're gonna talk about that when we arrive to meme, but it's good to know from now that at the beginning of the word, you can roll the meme from the bottom, you can roll the meme from the top. So you can say, let me show you here. You can say meme, start from here, and you can say meme, start like this. So you can roll it either مع or مع. Both are correct. But if the meme is in the middle or at the end, you don't have freedom. If it's in the middle, it's always rolled from the bottom. If you roll it from the top, this is fa or qaf. So you can say فقط فاء قاف طه. But if you want to say لمعة, لام ميم عين تاء مربوطة, لام الرب الطويلة. Meme is rolled from the bottom. Do not say لمعة like this. هيدي بتصير لفعة. It has no meaning. It's just the fa rolled from the top, the qaf rolled from the top, meme is rolled from the bottom. This is the meme in the middle of the word. لمعة, شمعة. See, sheen, meme from the bottom, عين تاء مربوطة. Now at the end, you do it from the bottom too. كلم. See, from the bottom. Don't write like this, qalam. Don't do this. This is wrong. This is wrong. If you see somebody writing like this, nowadays, you can see all kind of fonts on TV, on computer. People are just making a mess of the fonts. They writing it in weird ways. You're studying here the proper way. So get used to the proper way. Learn how you write it properly, so you'll be able to write clearly. And then if you see something that's written different than what I'm teaching you, you should know that that's just some artist trying to be funny or trying to come up with something interesting. But that's not how you write the meme. So this is a wrong meme. If meme stands alone at the end, like this, kalam, you can do it from the top. So, conclusion. Meme is rolled from the bottom unless it's at the beginning of the word or at the end and standing alone. This is the only cases you roll the meme from the top. All other cases, meme is rolled from the bottom. Keep this in mind when we study the meme. But now, just for those who, just to learn the proper way from now. Next, sar, sur. Sar, sur. Sar, sur. Masara, it means a place where you usually, it's a place where you juice olive oil, where you juice fruit. They call it masara. It's the place. Now, if you're talking about a machine that juice, it's not masara, it's assara. Assara. That's the machine that you buy, a juicer, assara. But the place itself, masara. And by the way, whenever you want to talk about a place, it always starts with meme, like maktaba, where you buy the kutub. Maktaba, start from meme. Masara, where you do the asir. Mal'ab, where you play, min la'ib. Maktab, where you study, it's an office. Manjam, where it's a mining place where you extract or the coal. Malhama, where it's a butcher place where you buy the meat. So whenever you see something that rhyme with this, they call it a mold, or it's a ready-made rhyme, a ready-made, they call it wazn in Arabic, frame. So anything that rhyme with such a frame, like maktaba, mal'ab, manjam, masara, maktab, malhama, it means a place where you do things. Just keep it in mind. You don't need to memorize. Shabab, sheen, ba, alif, ba. Shabab means young men. عصابة عين صاد ألف باء تاء مربوطة. And as we said before, تاء مربوطة is just a regular تاء. Just for some reason that we're going to study later on, instead of writing it open, we close it. And then it comes only at the end of the word. If it's connected, it connects like this. And if it's alone, it stands like this. And when we arrive to it, we're going to see why we have it closed when it comes at the end of the word. Not all the time. Sometimes ta is closed and sometimes it's open like this. Isaba, it's mean a gang. Damir, da, mim, we roll it from the bottom, ya, ra. Damir. Damir yani conscience. Conscience, it's a psychological tool that a person have where he feels guilty if he did something wrong. We call this damir or conscience. So if someone did something wrong and he doesn't feel guilty, we call him baladamir. It means you don't have guilt feeling. Hadir. Ha alif, da, ra. And as we said before, alif and waw are from the letters that they don't connect. They call them non-connector, if you remember. None or one-way connector. One-way connectors. And they are alif, waw, dal and da, ra and za. 6 letters. And these letters, everybody when they come before them, they connect to them. They connect to the alif like this, they connect to the waw, they connect to the dal, they connect to the dal, they connect to the ra, they connect to the za. But themselves, these 6 letters are antisocial. They don't like to connect with anybody. They have germ phobia. So they don't like to connect to the following letters. يمرض. يا ميم راء ض. يمرض. يمرض يعني he gets sick. مشروع. ميم شين راء واو عين. And if you notice ra under the line, don't write مشروع like this. As I see a lot of students, this is wrong. This is not ra. This is dal. If you write it like this, I will consider it wrong and I'll take half a point. مشروع يعني a project. رياضة. راء ياء ألف ضاء تاء مربوطة. رياضة means sport. ضرورة necessity. ضاء راء واو another ra and ta marbuta. And if you see, this ta marbuta is not connected because ra is one-way connector. So here we have ra, waw, ra, all these 3 one-way connector. They don't connect to the next letter. Now here isaba, the ta is connected. عضل. عضل mean muscle. Actually, yes, muscle, singular. And the plural is عضلات, muscles. عضل. ضمادة. ض ميم ألف دال تاء مربوطة شدة. ضمادة. Let's move to the next page. Break apart, separate the words into letters. We have Sabuna, Sad, Alif, Ba, Waw, Noon, Ta marbuta. You can put the plus or don't put the plus, it doesn't matter. If you don't want to do the plus, that's fine. حصيرة حاء صاد ياء راء تاء مربوطة. مريض. This is meme. This is ra. This is ya. This is da. ضاد. حضرة حاء ض ر ت مربوطة. Question number 3. Listening. The teacher will read out loud 4 words. Circle the words you hear. Now, column 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, these 2 words, they will see if you can distinguish between the and da. So listen carefully. Da and da. So da is a very heavy da, and they're not the same letter. So we say damir, da, damir. And during the lesson, I showed you how you move your tongue behind the upper teeth to produce this sound, da. You stick the tongue to the top of the mouth, touching the inside of the upper teeth. While the dal, it's lighter. You said it with an open mouth, da, da. يستطيع. Now, when you hear يستطيع, you hear sad. But this is one of the cases where the word has seen in it. Seen, not sad. Sad is a heavy seen. And this seen sometime is pronounced very heavy. So it sounds like sa, but it's written with seen. Why this seen sounds heavy? Whenever there is ta in the word that comes after the seen or before the seen. So whenever in the word there is letter ta, the seen always becomes heavy, because ta is a heavy letter, and the mouth automatically shift the seen to sounds as heavy and sounds like sa. So any word, all here is the same. Mastara. Mastara is with seen, but because the presence of ta in the word pushed the seen to come heavy. So you hear mastara, but it's supposed to be written as mastara, because the word, this word came from the word satr. Satr, it means line, and mastara, it means a tool. You use it to produce a line. So, as we said, this is the correct word, this is the correct word, this is the correct word. ضاحك. ضاحك. You hear this. ض. Question number 4. Choose the correct form of the letter, circle it, then write it in the blank to complete the word. صينية. So صينية, although it means Chinese, Chinesian woman, because a Chinese man is صيني and Chinese woman is صينية. But also صينية means a tray. Probably because they used to buy trays from China, as we call ceramic plates China. So in old Arabian times, like 1,000 years ago, they used to buy these things from China, and that's why they call the tray صينية. So don't get confused. Sa at the beginning of the word. Sa. Hadra in the middle. Hassala. In the middle. ضفدع. حريص and عريض. Question number 5. Circle the words you hear and then break apart all the words into letters. So we're going to circle 2 words, but we're going to break apart all the words. Remember that. Do not just break apart the words that you circle. You should break apart all the words. A lot of students forget that. So let's first do the listening. So I'm going to tell you, circle أصيل. الأصيل. Now, I may choose any word. So I'm going to read them all, and you get to listen to them all. And during the test, I'm going to choose the one that I want you to circle. I'm not going to tell you from now. So, صندوق. صندوق. الأصيل. الأصيل. أبيض. أبيض. صديق. صديق. ضرائب. ضرائب. Now let's break apart the words. صاد, نون, دال, واو, and قاف. الأصيل. Remember this very well. Later, we're going to study special cases. Special case letters. Special case letters are letters that are written in a special way. For example, whenever you see lam followed by alif, these two they do not connect like this. If we want to follow the regular rules of connection, they should connect like this, but that's wrong. And again, you may see that as a font in some computer fonts. Some people try to be funny and they connect things like that, but this is wrong. Lam alif, and it's called lam alif, it should be connected like this. The lam is extended and the alif sits on it. Now we have two letters. We have lam and we have kaf. And the kaf is longer than the lam and it has hamza. When you want to connect the lam to the alif, we extend lam a little bit. That looks a little bit like kaf, but it's not kaf. We put alif on it. They call this form of combination lam alif. That's the name of this special case. So lam alif can be written in too many different ways. You can be written like this. It can be written like this. It can be written like this. And like this. All these forms are expression of this lam alif. We have other special case letter. We're gonna talk about it later. Like for example, the hamza, which sometimes comes over alif, sometimes comes over waw, sometimes comes over ya. We have the ta marbuta that sometimes comes closed. And we have the alif that sometimes comes as a long alif, sometimes comes as a shortened alif. It looks like this, like a ya, but without dots. These four cases are special case letters. They're not new letters. They're just the same letters, but it's written in a different way for some reasons that I cannot explain to you right now, maybe in an advanced class. This is on the side. You'll see all these letters hanged on posters in the class. Just to have an idea. Right now, all what you need to know that lam alif is written like this. So whenever you see a word that has lam alif, like al-asil, don't forget this combination is two letters. عندنا الألف and عندنا اللام and عندنا ألف. So this is ألف لام ألف. Then the صاد, then the ya, then the lam. So don't lose points just because you don't remember what I'm telling you right now. Lam alif, lam and alif. It's not alif then lam. It's lam then alif. Because if it's alif and lam, it's just written normally like this. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't see it? So again, it's alif. It's not alif then lam. It's lam then alif. Because alif and lam written like this. If you say al-walad, alif lam, it means the boy. Walad, boy. Al-walad, the boy. But lam alif, it's written like this. So we're here, although we're correcting the test, but we're also reviewing stuff that we already explained before. Abyad. Next word. Alif. Ba. Ya. Da. You have صاد صديق دال ياء قاف. ضرائب taxes صديق is a friend. أبيض mean white. أصيل mean original. صندوق mean box. ض راء ألف. And this one, remember when I said we have 4 cases, special cases, special case letters. This is 3. Well, this Hamza, let me do it again. Hamza ala alif, Hamza ala waw, and Hamza ala ya. The Hamza can come in too many different shapes. The one on ya, which is, we call it on ya, but we don't have dots underneath it. This one, if it's at the beginning of the, well, it doesn't come at the beginning of the word, but if it's not connected from before, it's written like this. And if it's connected from both sides, it's written like this. And when it's at the end of the word, it's like this. Okay? So the original shape of this is this. And the original shape of this is this. For example, now if we go back to the word ضرائب, this shape is this shape. However, I'm not going to ask you to write it like this. You can write it like this. It's okay. Either way, I'm going to consider it correct, because I've seen a lot of students get confused. So either you write it in its original shape or you write it as it is. Hamza on a spike, or because they call it Hamza ala al-ya. Plus, 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 plus. Now the last question, number 6, write the English meaning of the following words. أبيض, white, برتقالي, orange, أسود, black, وردي أو زهري, pink, pink, أحمر, red, بنفسجي, purple, أخضر, green, رمادي, gray and أزرق, blue, bunni is brown.